We are here with Dominic from Ninja Theory, and we are going to talk a little bit about their new IP that they announced at GDC and at the PlayStation conference here at Gamescom. But we haven't seen much about it besides that beautiful trailer. So, can you talk a little bit about it?
Sure.
Just as an introduction.
Yeah, sure. So we announced our new game called Hellblade, which is what we're calling an independent AAA game. So it's independent. It's being made by us, Ninja Theory, and only us. But the AAA element is us striving to have the highest production values, which we've done on all of our games. So it kind of sits in between AAA boxed games and indie games. It's independent in that it's independently created, but it's going to be a shorter game than a $60 game, but it's going to have a lower price point. But it should look and feel and play just as good as any AAA game there is on the market.
So let's get out the elephant in the room as soon as possible.
Yeah.
The timed exclusive for consoles for PlayStation 4. I think it's timed. They say it's first on PlayStation 4 for console, right?
Yeah.
Was that like just a marketing decision, or there were other factors in play behind the decision?
Well, it's first to console on PlayStation 4. For us, we're a very small team. It's really important to say that we're very early on in the Hellblade project. We're a small team. We're just 12 people. So for us, we need to make decisions about where our focus goes. And one of those decisions is the platforms that we focus on.
So basically, just because you wouldn't have enough personnel to do all console at the same time, right?
Well, it's just a factor that we have to consider. It's we're a small team. We're creating this independently, so we have to be considered in our approach.
And PlayStation is quite supportive of indie as well, so I guess that played a factor as well.
I mean, having the game announced at Gamescom was fantastic. Yes, we're very, very happy with the announcement of the game.
So, what do you think of the reaction of the audience to the game and to the trailer?
I haven't had a chance to read all of it, but what I've seen has been great. I think it's great to hear people saying that they like the idea of a new Ninja Theory game. That's a great start, and I think the things that we focus on is on character and combat and storytelling and art, and I think people have looked at the trailer and kind of seen all of that in there. So yeah, the reaction's been fantastic. I don't think we could have asked for anything better. So it's really great.
The main character, the lady we saw in the trailer, which I'm guessing is the main character.
She is. Yeah.
She looks very interesting from a visual point of view, very strong, very expressive, but we don't know much about her yet. Can you tell us something about that character?
I can tell you a little. Yeah. So her name is Senua, and she's a warrior. And
I noticed that.
And the sword gives it away. Yeah. She's a character that, and the story is based on Celtic myths. But something we wanted to do with the trailer was to create intrigue, and leave it open to interpretation.
It worked.
So I think hopefully we've got people interested, and I've already seen threads with people talking about what it might mean, what it might not mean. So so that's great.
So is the game going to be? I don't want to say the usual, but the iconic gameplay we can expect from Ninja Theory, so very fast hack and slash gameplay.
We're super early on in development. So at the moment we're moving into a prototyping phase where we'll be looking at exactly how the combat's going to work. Having said that, the focus is on combat, and the focus is on depth in the combat, and delivering a combat style that is brutal and uncompromising. I think that's safe to say. We've learnt a lot about combat and built our expertise through Heavenly Sword, through Enslaved, and through DMC. So I think we feel like we're in a good place now to to put together great combat with a great story and with hopefully some really interesting characters.
Since it's first on console on PS4, can we expect a PC version as well?
At the moment, we're only thinking about PlayStation 4.
Okay, so for now it's first on PlayStation 4 and nothing else. Then we'll see, right?
Yeah, first console on PlayStation 4.
Okay. So, what went into the idea of creating a character so exotic? Because she looks real exotic.
Yeah.
She's probably the most exotic character you created so far.
Yes.
So, what caused that idea? What was the driving and inspiration mostly? What inspired her?
I think something that's really important to us on Hellblade is that we're creating the game that we want to create. It's for our fans, for people who like what we do. So I think actually Senua in the trailer is what you get when we take that approach. It's uncompromising. It's a character that we hope looks is unique in her looks, but very much has that Ninja Theory feel to her. So, we've been looking at lots of different types of reference for the game, but trying to create a female character that looks like she's got some strength about her and some determination. I think that's one of the focuses of creating Senua as a character.
Since you are actually playing with the idea of a strong female character, what do you think of the latest trends on the industry with a strong push for strong female characters, in which there is a lot of criticism for game developers that tend to ignore female characters or that tend to create games only with male characters.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is it your character kind of a response to that, or is mostly just a matter of doing what you want to do?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not a response to anything. We like making female characters in our games. We like female lead characters. To be honest, there's it's certainly no reaction, and that game. For me personally, I think let game developers kind of do what they want to do. The fact it's female.
That's kind of nice, I guess.
Yeah, the fact for a female character in our game is because we like doing female characters. And hopefully our fans like female characters.
Yeah, personally, I always thought that developers should write, and especially writers should write the characters they like to write, because they kind of tend to come out better that way.
Yeah, absolutely. We try and make a game that we ourselves would want to play.
Have you ever, since you have been working in the industry for a while, I'm sure, has it ever happened to you? You don't need to name names or to make practical example. That the marketing team you were working for, the publisher you were working for, pushed for a kind of characters that wasn't exactly what you initially wanted?
No, I don't think so. Actually, I think in all of the games I've worked on, there's been a very clear creative vision for the game, for the characters. And by and large, that's not been altered in any way. But I think it's fair to say that lots of big AAA games now are under increasing pressure to sell huge numbers of units, and in order to do that, they need to try and appeal to the widest possible audience. And I think that can steer the creative in particular directions because of that pressure. So for us on Hellblade, it's I feel great about being able to say this is something that's for our fans, and for people that love what we do.
You're independent after all. Yeah. That's one of the reasons, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we can do that. We can say, well, here's Senua, which we think is a cool character, and hopefully other people will too.
Now that you're working, you say that you're a very small team.
Yeah.
Is it all Ninja Theory veterans?
Mostly it is, yeah. It's a lot of people that have been at the studio for a long time that have worked on lots of our titles. There's over a decade of experience there that are working on this game. The creative director on the project is Dominic Matthews, who's one of the co-founders of the studio. We've got art direction from a guy called Stuart Adcock, who worked at the studio since Heavenly Sword days, was the guy who really pushed the facial animation on Heavenly Sword, and since then has been art director on DMC and on Enslaved. We've got Alessandro Taini, who is also an art director of the studio, who created Monkey, created Nariko. Who's also working with us on the project. So yeah, it's a lot of Ninja Theory veterans that are working on it, and I think we really want this game to feel like a product of Ninja Theory.
Since you say that the team is quite small, does it mean that not all of Ninja Theory is working on it?
That's correct, yeah. So there's a team of 12 people on the project at the moment, and I don't expect that to grow much. But there's around 100 people in the studio as a whole, and they're working on other projects.
So this means that there are other Ninja Theory games in the pipeline.
Absolutely. And those are games that we're working with publishers. So I think it's important to say that we're not kind of trying to make a statement here that we're saying that there's something bad about AAA.
Of course.
Box products, because that's the industry we've been in for a long time, and we will still be in that. It's just that Hellblade gives us an opportunity to do something a bit differently.
So are those other games you're doing? I'm not going to ask you what they are, because of course you're not going to tell me.
Yeah.
But can we expect games from IPs you're already worked on?
You will have to wait and see.
Well, you're smiling. I let my readers decide how to interpret that.
Sure.
But this one definitely seems interesting, especially for a new IP. Yeah. And it's interesting that for a new IP you're having the guts to try doing it by yourself. But is Sony offering, since they are, of course, first on PS4, are they offering support with development and stuff? I'm not saying like publishing support, but they are offering like kind of development support.
I think we always get great support from the platform holders, and we've got lots of great partners. Like the game's going to be built on Unreal 4. The guys at Epic are always incredibly supportive of what we do as well. So there's always those team of people outside of the studio that are there helping us to make the game as good as we possibly can. I mean, one interesting thing with Hellblade that we're trying to do is to be open in our development. We're at the beginning of our development journey, really, with Hellblade, and we want to take people on that journey with us. So through our website, hellblade.com, we're going to be sharing a lot of assets, and concept art, and documentation, and dev diaries, all the way through development. So, again, that's a different thing for us. We think there's a lot of things that people never see about game development. It's always behind closed doors. So we want to take this as an opportunity as well to show people from the very beginning how we go about making our games.
This sounds a lot like the process you do on Kickstarter without the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Have you kind of considered it at some point?
Yeah, I think Kickstarter is one of the many things that have happened over the past few years that enable more creative games to be made. So I think Kickstarter is a great option for lots of people, and who knows, for us in the future it might be a great option too.
I'm wondering, since this one is very early in development and you want to take us with you all the way basically, does it mean that the other projects you're working on, maybe some of those are, or one or some are more in an advanced state than this one?
not necessarily.
Okay. Do you have a release target already?
For Hellblade?
Yeah. Or it's when it's done?
At the moment it's not when it's done, but it's like I say, we're super early stages at the moment, and I don't think we want to commit to any timing at the moment. We want to.
You have at least a year.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that you can expect a shorter development cycle than a typical AAA game, because it's a smaller, more focused title. Yeah.
So maybe end of 2015, something like that.
I think it's something we need to think about before we do it.
Okay, I try.
Yeah, I don't think.
I always try.
Yeah, no, why not?
That's my job. It's your job to hide that kind of details. It's mine to discover it.
Do you know what? It's not about hiding things.
No, I know.
It's about
not making promises.
No, I don't want to make promises, and then
of
ultimately
course.
we can, and then ultimately we break them when we don't meet those expectations.
Yeah, since you're indie, you're going with a little more relaxed approach, meaning you have the freedom to delay it if you need.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a delay is ever great, because for anyone, because you're gearing up towards releasing something the fans wanted, the developers want it out there. So
yeah, of course.
But sometimes it's necessary if you as a team feel that actually the game needs just that little bit.
How long has it been in development so far?
It's literally 3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months, and you decided to just announce it like this.
Well, the reason behind announcing it is because we want to take people on the development journey. We don't want people to be joining that too late.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get the game out there, tell people that this is what we're doing and the approach behind it, so that we can take people on the journey from the very beginning. And that's already started on Hellblade.com. And like I say, we want to share as much as we possibly can. Starting now.
Are you going to show gameplay anytime soon? Maybe a prototype?
No, not anytime soon.
You're going to have to wait.
Yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to wait eagerly for that.
Hopefully. Like I say, if you enjoyed Heavenly Sword or Enslaved or DMC, then our aim is that we make something that you'll enjoy too.
It's going to be pretty much on the same page, let's say, same style.
It's going to be in the Ninja Theory style.
Of course, which is a great style.